With every web project, you should expect the unexpected. Clients will occasionally ask for changes in the middle of a project, even though those changes fall outside the scope of work and approval has already been granted. In addition, when designing with dummy text, there may be layout issues when the final copy is submitted for use. In our challenge scenario, the client has provided content that doesn't fit the already approved layout, and they've asked for color changes based on their own personal preferences. You are asked to consider and propose a workable solution to the following 3 questions. What's the best way to communicate your concerns? What will you say about the content not fitting the layout? And what will you say about the request to change colors? What did you come up with? Here's how I'd handle it. First, it's always preferable to deliver information in person. That said, we live in a digital age where location is no longer a barrier between employer and employee. Thus, the second best way to communicate is by phone or video chat, where your words, intonation, and body language could help convey meaning. Barring that, send a really well-worded email. Regarding the content, let your customer know that the design was created to look visually pleasing when elements including headings, subheadings, bylines, and blurbs all fall within specific character counts. Say that, unfortunately, the provided content does not match those parameters, but be quick to suggest a few ways the client can retool the content to fit. You might even want to present a mock-up to give the client a better visual understanding of how important more uniform copy is in presenting a unified brand to consumers. Reiterating the goals of the project can often solidify your suggestions and bring about quick compliance. The color matter might seem tough because the client has suggested using color based on personal preference, and you might not want to hurt any feelings by disagreeing. Remember, however, business is business, and you've been hired as the expert on the design. Remind the client about your research showing target audience preferences and strongly suggest that they do not alter the colors. Here, too, remind the client about their goals, which changing the colors would likely run counter to. If they still insist, go ahead and change them. Sometimes a client needs to see a bad idea before they believe it. Though they might still like it despite the evidence, they might just as likely quickly ask you to change the colors back to the original color palette. As the designer, you'll likely get at least 1 to 2 odd requests with every project. Remember, you can always use your research to back up your aesthetic choices.